JustOut Stays In, the new writing initiative by JustOut Theatre. You are listening to Hunting Swans. Written by Ellen J Baddeley, directed by Shannon Raftery, performed by Ewan Mulligan and Abby Cameron, and edited by Ben Wilson.
What do you want?
Phillip, it's me. I want to talk to you. Thanks for opening up. Can I come in? Oh, Jesus Christ. Phillip, what's been going on?
Don't make me talk about it. It's a work in progress, at least it should be. Nah, I'm not sure what it's doing down here. Well, just bollocks, way it is.
Good God, Phillip. This is not okay. This is really not okay.
Do I need you to tell me that? Last time I checked, we weren't together anymore, sweetheart. I don't have time for this. Say whatever you want to say and leave. I'm working.
What happened to you? I'm sorry, Phil, but you're not going to get me out that easily. I know you. You're not busy when there's no plot in your head to get down.
You never understood my potential. It's just, I've got writer's block. I don't know.
Writer's block? It was always writer's block with you. You never used to drink.
Well, I do now, India. Face it. Things change.
So, you realise things change. I'm surprised, looking at the state of this place. Our old place. Your grandma's place.
Where are you now?
Near the Swan Sanctuary. The owner, Carly, was good enough to let me stay with her in her flat. If my parents were still here, I would have run back to them.
You still volunteer there? I thought you'd been a job by now, seeing as you graduated from
And
uni.
you think this is a job? Oh, and don't type when I'm talking to you. Phillip, a computer is not more important than me.
Don't be my nana, India. It's a novel that's going to be my scoop. I just know it. And don't say I can't be a bestseller. Edgar Allan Poe and Lord Byron had to start somewhere. I was sick of always hearing you put me down.
I was being realistic. I was worried about us, how we would survive. What are you even writing now? This all looks like crap.
If you care to actually use your eyes and read the bleeding papers, it's Hunting Swans. I was planning it when we first met, remember?
I thought you said the plot was too much of a cliché romance. Why bring it back out the bin?
I learned that cliché romance started as something meaningful before the same story was reused and reused until it was lost.
I think we left on bad terms. We didn't talk things out. I think we need to sit down, together.
Alright, fine. You can stay and bring back memories I want to forget.
You can forget after we're done. Tea?
This is my house you're raiding, you know.
But it was mine for a bit too. I still can't believe you trashed this beautiful home. What would your grandma think of this happening to her house, eh?
I'd like a coffee. Thanks. Black. Have you been back to that lake?
Plenty of times. It's part of my job to be there after all. I no longer just volunteer.
Has it changed at all?
No. Just like when we first met. Do you remember how cheesy our first meeting were? It was a year ago. A warm September evening in the dying days of summer. No one was around to enjoy it except us two. The swans were floating in the water. Even though the sun was about to go down, it still managed to make the lake look like a gold and silver palace for those snobbish swans. It was hot, so I didn't wear much, but you I spotted you right off the bat because you were sporting that dreadful mustard scarf and red bobble hat in the wrong season. I saw you next to the weeping willow tree, holding a notepad and scribbling in it. Dunno what for. I assumed you were one of those arty types. Just something about the eccentric look on you was just so sexy at this romantic time.
You have a vivid memory, and so do I. I remember it as clear as day, because when I looked over and saw your face, I forgot everything I was doing, and I thought, Jesus, who's that? Why's a pretty face like hers looking at mine?
I thought that maybe I could make a friend. You come here often, stranger. I should have noticed you in all your finery.
So you just came here to poke fun then? That's quite saddening, really. I thought I'd get the chance to know a beauty such as yourself. Maybe one day.
But what if I came here for you to get to know me? So, been here before?
Well, this is my first time here. Well, since me nana took me as a child to feed the swans. We used to call it Swan Lake, like the ballet.
Doesn't everyone? It's the palace of the swans, of course. Did your grandma knit you that scarf and hat then?
She did, yeah. A few years ago as a Christmas gift. She were one of them stereotypical nanas, if you get me drift. But even though I cringed at the sight of what she made me, the look on her face was pure gold and sparkles when I opened it. I didn't want to upset her and tell her I hated it, especially because of the cancer and all. Died 2 years ago. Left me her house.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. You must have really loved her then.
She raised me, I suppose. Parents not around. Sorry, I shouldn't be sharing this to a stranger, should I? Who knows who you might be?
They say my looks make a great Russian spy. I would watch it if I were you. No, I like listening to what you got to say. I like people. The lake is where stories should be shared. It's romantic, really. So, why are you here then? Are you an artist? Are you successful?
No, of course not. I've only just started out. I'm a writer.
Journalism?
Nah, creative. I always thought I had a talent for words, but after getting cast as a shepherd sheep for the school nativity, I was doomed with no chance in the acting industry. So, I thought, well, how about putting all those words in my head onto paper? Turns out I have a vocation.
Bit of a long road though, isn't it?
I'll get there someday.
So, what you planning on writing about? A murder mystery at the Swan Lake.
Far off. A romance at Swan Lake. I always had a bit of a feel for love and relationships. Anyway, it's the sort of thing anyone would read, you know. Two people meeting for life.
They say swans mate for life. A social symbolism of love.
You get the idea. Symbolism is key for art. So, what do you do? I suppose you're a regular.
Of course. I volunteer at York Swan Sanctuary after all, just round from here. I always loved animals, nature. I started to really like swans at 16 when one landed in a puddle at home, grazed its feet. I bandaged it, and the Swan Sanctuary was called. They were proud I stayed with the swan and offered me some volunteering work. Apart from that, I'm at uni studying environmental sciences. I got a scholarship because I was born into unfortunate circumstances.
What were they?
Not so different from what you went through yourself. My parents died in an accident, and with no other family, they put me in the care system. But it's fine. Let's not talk about that. I get to spend a lot of time with nature, in my element really. This lake, with the swans, it's like where I'm supposed to be.
I can agree on that. You're very clever. I like talking to clever people, especially women. Say, what do they call your pretty smart self?
India. like the country in Asia. I hope to go there one day.
India? That's one of a kind.
And you? Ketchup and mustard fashionista?
I'm Phillip. Just plain old, slightly mad Phillip. That was a good end to the day. I want to jump back to happy moments like that.
Not everything lasts forever. You said yourself, things change.
You said you wanted us to talk about things. Now I think I should bring some things up.
You want to talk about our engagement, don't you?
It was just 2 months ago. A breezy September evening. The death date of summer. No one was around except us and 2 swans floating side by side in the lake. The sun was on its last wink of consciousness, but still managed to tint the water rose and bronze. You were holding my hand and laughing. Blindfolded with the ketchup-coloured knitted scarf Nana gave me for Christmas a few years ago. I wore a leather jacket and aftershave. You wore a summer dress and jasmine perfume. That day, even with a blindfold covering your almond eyes, you managed to look so beautiful.
Phil, where are you taking me? Phillip, you're running too fast. Slow down.
I promised I'd give you a date night to remember, didn't I, darling? Well, you're in luck. Look where we are.
Phillip, here. Really? Thought you'd take me out to that fancy Thai restaurant in town. Only joking. This is just gorgeous. The lake looks so pink. I've never seen it so mesmerising before. But why here for a date? And you've been less interested in this place lately since you dropped that plot, Hunting Swans.
Like the publishers said, no one would buy crap like that. I understand you're trying to stifle your laughs when you read it too. No biggie. Bollocks. Just the way it is. Anyway, enough about that. I didn't bring me princess here just to worry about our lives. We're in our element now, aren't we?
You're right. We are.
Come, sit. Can I tempt you, milady, with the Queen's delicacy? A cucumber sandwich, but with vegan butter and free-range wheat, eggs.
Don't mind if I do, servant. Oh God, Phillip! Are you trying to poison me? Is this vegan butter or yellow paint?
Oh, Christ. I am a bad cook. And sandwiches aren't even cooked. I just saw it in the supermarket and thought of you. Suppose it looked a funny yellow colour, to be fair. Well, those 2 swans might like it.
I wouldn't dare if I were you, Phil. They'll all come coming if you feed 'em bread. It's like a swan's cocaine. Don't worry about the picnic. I just want to sit here and watch those 2 swans. Those mates.
They say swans mate for life.
The commitment is a lot. But it's sort of sexy. You know what they're probably getting up to all the time, right? Having all them ducklings. Do you think it's really love, though?
They stay together, don't they? There's got to be some connection there, even if it's not how we define love as being. Ah, the swans. They're just like an art. Isn't that just perfect for our date, eh? To us.
To us.
Actually, I think this is the perfect time to reveal my surprise, Miss India White.
So, the date's not the only surprise then. You are intriguing, Mr. Phillip Black.
India, you've only been in my life for a year, and I already feel so in love with you that it makes me sick. It's just, when I'm with you, I'm like filled with so much warmth that I can just set the world on fire. And when I look at those swans now dipping their heads in towards each other, I just can't help but think about us. I want it to be us. So, India May White, will you make me the luckiest swan in the world and be my mate?
Oh, Philip, I want this more than anything.
Then say yes.
But the ring, is that really diamond? The one I looked at when we went to town the other day? That's beyond what we both earn. Where did you get the money from?
India, please, you don't need to worry about that. Can't you see that you deserve this ring? In fact, you deserve all the diamonds in the world. You've graduated uni now. We're ready to move into the next stage of our lives.
But...
I said don't worry about it. Why don't we go and have some? Hey, Mrs. Black.
Yeah. You took out a loan. I only had to look at your bank statements to know you hardly had any money.
I'm paying it back. I promise. It's gonna take time, alright?
How? How, Philip? Through writing crap novels that are going nowhere. Just look at this, Phil. Look at all this wasted paper. Hunting Swans. Notes. Boy meets girl at lake. They hit it off. Engagement scene. Go back to lake where they first meet. Climax. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Oh, I get it. You're rewriting the past.
What?
Trying to relive a
What will I do,
relationship
eh?
you won't get back.
Kill
How
myself?
pathetic.
I
Face
never knew
it,
you
Philip.
were a clairvoyant.
If you keep going on like this,
Why don't you
you'll-
tell me if I'm going to hell or not,
Philip, don't start. Don't start.
India, I...
You know, the real reason I came here weren't just to talk, you know. Do you notice something different about me?
I suppose you look a bit bigger recently. Apart from that, you're just as beautiful. Just like those months ago.
Philip, there's something I kept from you. Something that I need to tell you. I'm pregnant. That's right. Carrying another human being inside me.
India, how?
Just let me finish. Just let me finish. It happened at our engagement, when we just decided to not think about what we were going to do.
I should have known. God, I should have known. I noticed you were sick for a while after, but when I mentioned it, you snapped at me.
I was scared, Philip. Wouldn't you be if you were a 23-year-old girl, fresh out of uni, not knowing exactly how to make a way in the world, and living with a fiancé in debt and not earning? It's not always about you, Philip, can't you see? It's not just you who's the main character in the book. It's not just you.
India, oh, shit. Okay. Just listen to me. I'll make it alright. I can leave all this behind. Stop writing shit and get a proper job. Earn us some dough.
Fuck off!
Pay off the debts.
Just fuck off! How can you step up and be a father, Philip? Just look at you. Look at this. The baby would be taken away from us just like that. Even I can't look after a baby. The Swan Sanctuary gave me a job, but it's not enough. I'd have to work 3 jobs at the same time just to feed the baby. Oh, and don't get me started if I have bloody more than one. I can't rely on you. And I can't rely on myself. Even Carly's got her own life, with her girlfriends and all. I can't just bring a baby into that tiny flat, even though she insists on helping me, and I can't take it. I can't take it anymore.
India, look, I promise on my Nana's grave that I'll make this work. I just need some time. I'll look after you. Please. I'm down on my knees here. Please. I just want to make it work again. You can come back here, make it our space again. I'll go get a job. Maybe the Gazette will take me on. You can continue to work at the Swan Sanctuary, then look for a higher end job with your degree. It will be alright. We'll be alright. Just be with me again. Please. I love you, India. You're my mate, like those 2 swans we saw back when I proposed to you. It'll be alright. I'll be alright if we're together again.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
Can't you see? It's not like that anymore. I was young. You were young. We still are. But I'm not the same person I was when I met you a year ago. I don't want to go out with the first man I see. I was lonely then. All my friends at uni had someone to go out with, and I was just the single Pringle. When I saw you, I grabbed my chance. I wanted everything that came with being in love with someone. I think you did too. That's why we got engaged so quickly. Phillip, I love you. But now it's all too real. I came down here because I had hope. Just like I did a year ago when we started our whirlwind romance. I had hope we could work something out about the baby. But seeing all this, I'm just reminded of how much of a waster you were and how much of one you've turned out to be.
India, that's not true. We're swans. Mates. Mates.
We're not fucking swans. Are you really still living in that fantasy? Well, face reality, Phillip Black. We're humans. Complex and contradictory and always changing. Bollocks just the way it is. At least in my work, I see the world for what it is and don't manipulate it into delusion. The pregnancy. I don't want to, but I'll terminate it. Then I can forget about you. It's what's best. Here's the ring you got me. I kept it out of hope. Sell it and pay off the loan. Clean up. Turn your life around. Goodbye, Phillip. I hope you're happy someday.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I can be better for you. I can be a man, India. India. I can be better. I can be a man. Jobs. Jobs.
You've just listened to Hunting Swans, written by Ellen J Baddeley, directed by Shannon Raftery, performed by Ewan Mulligan and Abby Cameron, and edited by Ben Wilson.